I'm going to try and not cry in this video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I suppose it's really weird to see me in this uniform again because I haven't worn this uniform since the end of April. So it has been quite a few months and I have honestly really quite missed it, but obviously things have happened over the past few months that were completely unexpected. Thousands of us have lost our job. I just thought that this would be an appropriate time to wear my uniform for one last time before I need to send it back. If some of you are wondering why I need to send it back, it's purely out of security reasons. Yes, it is completely understandable. Obviously every old shirt, every old pair of shoes has to go back. Slightly weird. So there's just a couple of things that I would like to talk about and take this opportunity to sort of address a few things that have happened over the past few months, past year or so. So first of all, I would like to say that I have been made redundant with another good few thousand people. So obviously it was not an easy decision to make for the company, but for their own survival, it is what they had to do, I suppose, as painful as it is and as hard it is for us as well as them. Okay, I'm just trying to keep it together. I've worked for the airline for just over 2.5 years, and obviously I understand there's people that have been with the airline for 20 years, for 25 years. I don't know how many of them have managed to keep their job, I just don't know. But I obviously feel for them as well because this is probably one of the only jobs that they have ever had, just like me. But I just feel still at the same time everyone is in the same boat, whether you've been working for the airline for 2.5 years, 10 years or 20 years. It's the same. We all love the airline. We all did the same thing every single day. It was our duty to turn up to work every day and to deliver the passengers happily and safely to their destination, to take care of them, to be their point of contact on the plane. So during this whole COVID situation, the airline has been really good. They've obviously had to furlough a lot of the crew because there's thousands of us. I mean, I'm not actually sure how many cabin crew there are. I thought there was about 4,500, but they had to get rid of over 3,000 crew, or maybe I'm not right, I'm not sure. But so yeah, anyway, we are talking like thousands of people. Why do I feel like my collar is just not sitting right? So yeah, they had to furlough a couple thousand of people, and then the other ones were still doing flights. So the two main flights that were still going were repatriation flights, but it's basically put on by the government to put people on there to take them back home to their home country. So I did 2 of them myself. One of them was to India and the other one was to Cape Town, which was really tough because we stayed in India for overnight, had some dinner and then came back home really early in the morning. So that gave us time to rest and to actually get off the plane. But with the Cape Town, I was on the plane for about 27 hours. So we flew an empty plane out to Cape Town. We stayed there for about 2-3 hours, but we weren't allowed to get off the plane. The way home was very long and it was just generally a really long day. So we didn't get off the plane for 27 hours. It was the whole journey there, waiting, the whole journey home. So then, because we didn't have any passengers obviously going out, we had passengers coming back home. So yeah, obviously these flights were quite restricted because we weren't allowed to have a lot of contact with these people. So they limited the amount of time that we were allowed to spend in the aisles. So the food service and the drink service was obviously reduced. People were made aware of all this at the airport whilst they were booking their tickets and everything. So it shouldn't have been too much of a surprise to them. Obviously it still was, but it's just the way that it is. And we weren't allowed to serve any alcohol, which again is just, I think, quite normal at times like this. And I think the airline had to do whatever they had to do in order to protect their crew, so as well as their passengers. And obviously they had to follow all the guidelines and all the rules that the government had laid out. So yeah, they did the best that they could in that way. So that was one type of the flight that they did, and then another one was just cargo flights. I didn't personally do any of them, but a lot of my colleagues did. So these flights, again, we would do them to China, to maybe the US, I'm not sure. I'm sure we were doing these all over the place. But basically we would either fly to China empty, collect a lot of like face masks, gloves, and all sorts of things that are needed in this pandemic at the moment, and then we would fly them back home to the UK to provide them for the NHS, to nurses, to hospitals. So that was obviously really cool. I've actually lost the figures, but the amount of like things that we have delivered to hospitals and to the NHS and provided them with all these different materials was just incredible, like tons and tons of supplies. So that was obviously really good. I think also put the airline in a really good light in a way, because we were like heroes in a way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that was really cool. So my very last flight was to Cape Town. I actually uploaded a few pictures of that on my Facebook and my social media. So it was in a way quite sad that my last flight was my last flight without me knowing that it was my last flight. I would have liked to know when it was my last flight. I would have loved to take some more pictures in my uniform on the plane and just different things. So there's also another thing that I would like to address, and that is a video that went up on my YouTube channel, I think maybe a year and a half ago, or just under a year and a half, I'm not too sure. But it was basically like a get ready with me. It was like me doing my makeup to get ready to go to work. One of the pages on Facebook has uploaded like a shortened version of my video. The video was like 15 minutes or even longer, so I don't blame them for cutting it. But I think it turned out to be like a 4-minute video or something. I'm going to try and find it. So it's this video right here, if you can see it all. So amazingly, this was uploaded 10 months ago and it has received over 4.5 million views, which is just absolutely crazy. And in a way it did make me happy, because a lot of the comments were so nice. But a lot of the comments were also talking about something that I feel like I should address, because there was a bit of a confusion. So I think very soon after this video went up, the rules had changed. So there was a new policy that came out to all of the crew, basically telling us that there's been changes that have been made. So I just wanted to clear this up. So basically a lot of people on the videos were like, I can't believe that an airline would make you wear so much makeup. I can't believe that you need to wear foundation, that you need to have red lipstick on, that you need to wear bronzer, because I said all of this in a video, and I promise you it's all true. Whilst I was training to become an air hostess, do those 6 weeks of training, practicals and theory and all that stuff, the standards were very high. So our hair had to be immaculate, our makeup had to be immaculate, our nails had to be immaculate as well. And it's just the way it is. And I just want people to understand that unless you have worked for the airline, have friends for the airline, or are in the same position as me, you wouldn't know that this is actually quite normal. It's an incredible airline who has the most incredible image and the most beautiful air hostesses and air hostess, like guys, cabin crew, flight attendants, whatever you want to call them. Obviously this airline is going to care about their image so much, because we are the ones who represent them. It's all the girls, the boys that represent the image of this airline. So obviously the airline wants their crew to look immaculate, because they want them to be up to the right standard, and they want us to represent the right image, which I'm sure all of you could completely understand. And it was the way since I started, as well as with my previous airline. Obviously it wasn't that strict there, but it was still strict. And so yeah, I just wanted to address that all these people having a go at me for telling me that I can't be right, and that it can't be acceptable for us to have to wear red nail polish, or have to have our hair up in a certain way, or have to have our makeup done in a certain way. I will tell you that I got told off a number of times for not wearing red lipstick, and to the point where I was so sick of it, but it was part of the guidelines, so it was my fault for not doing it. But then all these rules came in, and the rules have actually changed. So girls didn't have to wear makeup anymore, no makeup whatsoever. So you had the choice to turn up to work with no makeup, half makeup, full face makeup, little makeup, whatever you wanted to do. And the boys got the same choice as well. This is obviously very good that they did this and gave people a chance to be who they are. If you don't want to wear makeup, don't wear makeup. If you're a guy and you want to wear makeup, then you are allowed to wear makeup. So to all those people in the comments telling me that it's disgraceful that an airline is making you wear makeup, things have changed. And I know a lot of the people were saying, oh, I don't really look at the air hostesses what they look like. I don't really care whether they are wearing a full face of makeup or not. Well, it's just personal preference, I suppose. You might not care, but other people might do, and it's just the way it is. And then so with the makeup, the rule about our nails changed as well. So, but you had to have something on your nails. And I quite often had like pink nails just because I don't know why, I guess I like the colour, and I was just hoping that people wouldn't notice, but they very much did notice. So that was my own fault, and I was just so sick of wearing red sometimes. It made my hands look so pale. So, but then the rules changed. We were allowed to wear any shade of red, any shade of burgundy. That also went to like a dark purpley colour, and we were allowed to wear French as well as nude. A lot of people were saying, I have never noticed an air hostess makeup in my life. I only care about landing safely and soon. What daft rules. Okay, so maybe I came across in that video in a way that made you think that we have it so bad, they're so strict on us. And then there is another video that I did recently, which was a Q&A. I was in Shanghai at the time, and I just answered people's questions. There was like a 24-page article that was printed about me, not printed, that was published on that video with like loads and loads of my pictures from my Instagram on there, which had a lot of comments on there. From my point of view, and from the point of view of my colleagues, it was a really positive video. I didn't say a single bad thing about the airline. It was a really positive video in general. I would never say anything bad about who I work for anyway, whether I don't work for them anymore or yeah, whatever. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be so angry at the fact that I've only been an air hostess for, what, 2.5 years here, and then a year at my previous airline, so 3.5 years, over 3.5 years now in total. And they're saying, oh, she's 23, what does she know? She's just left school, she's been an air hostess for a few years. And I just feel it had like 400 comments and millions of views and everything. So it's just, obviously I had no idea that this was even ever going to be published, because they didn't get in touch with me. And the airline thought that I went directly to this publisher or to the news page, that they should sell my story and that I will get money from this. This is absolutely not true. A few people have also addressed that I'm only 23, I haven't been flying for very long. Yes, I know that. I am very much aware that I am still 23, I'm not in my 50s, and I haven't done 20 or 30 years of flying. So yes, I might not have as much experience, and I might have not had that many medical situations on board. So I also just want people to bear in mind that all these people have lost their job, but just be nice to these people. We are going through so many emotions, and it's not an easy time. I know obviously people have had to cancel their weddings, they've had to cancel holidays, they've had to miss out on holidays, they've lost out on money. Yes, people are losing their job, like myself, but people have lost their lives and everything. So let's think about everyone, and let's just be nice about everyone. I can't stand all these people putting nasty comments on these videos. Maybe I will do another Q&A soon. This video is going to go up a lot later than when it's being filmed, just because of different situations. If you do want me to do a Q&A, I will be doing one. So if you do have any questions for that, then please put them in the comment section down below. I will have a look and pick out some of the good ones. Obviously I have done a Q&A before, but if you do have any more questions, I have done a Q&A, or not so much a Q&A, but I have done a long video. I think it was like over 20 minutes about an assessment day and an interview day if you do want to become an air hostess, and how you can keep up to date with who is hiring at the moment. So obviously this isn't going to be the case for a while, because all of the ones that have lost their jobs do have the right to be taken back by the airline before anyone else joins, which I hope everyone understands. I have been getting a lot of messages on my Instagram saying, want to become an air hostess, is your airline hiring? And it's just, it's obviously not the right time for stuff like that. I won't be filming any more videos in my uniform because I'm sending it back. So I am going to have to say goodbye to this beautiful uniform. It's from Vivienne Westwood, for the ones that didn't know. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's like super fitted. The shirt is so beautiful as well. It's not just a simple white shirt. It has these beautiful folds going down on the side, and just every little detail is so beautiful. And I have definitely worn this uniform with so much pride over the past 2.5 years, walking through the airport all over the world. 15 of us in this gorgeous red uniform with the pilots and all our suitcases and red handbags, and yeah, people used to look at us a lot because I suppose you don't see this bright red uniform everywhere. But I think that is it for this video. I just wanted to do this video to address a few things, obviously. So that's basically the main reason that I did this. And yes, if you have any more questions, please don't forget to put them in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be putting my Instagram on here, and please do subscribe to my channel. So thank you again and take care. Bye.